I'm doing too much. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another Thursday, the dinner table with Q and She.
Hey,
It's
good
another
evening.
Thursday, man. You know what we do, man. We got a great interview, man. First, I want to shout out to the engineer Boog, man. We never give him a
Yes.
shine, man. Shout out to the
Boog.
engineer Boog.
He is the greatest engineer.
He keep us on our toes and everything, man. So
And he always tell Q about himself. Yes.
wow. That's crazy. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. They say look at the. I've been looking at y'all on the phone. I don't be looking at the camera when it's supposed to be on the site. So I ain't looking at y'all today. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Man, we have a very we have an exclusive interview of courage, determination, and hope. I'm gonna jump right into it because we only got an hour, man, and there's so much that that's gonna be said in that hour. Educational. We really want to get into it, so we usually start off, with the news and the weather and all that. So we gonna just cut into it, man. We have two very special guests here. We have Bernard Howard, who exonerated after spending 26 years in prison and was wrongfully convicted of a crime, and he did not do it. He's innocent, but spending 26 years of your life is man. And then we have his son here as well, Nico Bush. That's being without his dad for 26 years, man. That's behind bars. In prison too, minus the bars and being inside and stuff like that, because that's a lot as well. So I just want to start this show off with, like, when would the violations of rights of our men stop? When would the criminal injustice system stop railroading and coercing our men into prison systems just so they can get a conviction and make themselves a name? When would the love of money stop ruling over our court system, police departments, and greedy lawyers breaking up families, demolishing our communities, and degrading downgrading our men, handicapping our women and children? Like, when would that stop, man? It's going on, and it's really not publicized like it's supposed to be. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce our first guest, which is Mr. Bernard Howard. Like I said, he spent 26 years in prison from being wrongfully convicted of a crime that he did not do. So I want to introduce him to you guys. I want to start off by asking this question. I want to take it to the beginning. And I want to ask, what was you convicted for? Why do you think, why do you think they think it was you? And just what happened?
Well, it was a robbery that took place. One of the people that was murdered had grew up with my family, and he addressed me as Snoop. He was dealing with a female that he caught feelings for, who was attached to another guy named Snoop. The guy that grew up with my family, Marcus Everett, rest in peace, he was murdered. The girl was murdered, and the guy selling drugs at the house was murdered. They heard somebody named Snoop did it, so everybody knew me by that name in the neighborhood, so that pointed the police at me.
Okay. Wow. And so, with that being said, how was their conviction? How did that happen? Was it someone identified, or was it a jury, or how did it happen where you were wrongfully convicted?
Well, they had a process. It was like they had a certain ring of snitches, informants that was living in the police stations. So the police would go and investigate the crime, learn all the facts about the crime, and then write out statements and tell the informants, put your name on this like you gave us this statement. This is what he told you. This is what we want you to testify to.
Wow. That's crazy.
Now, what year was this when you were convicted?
This was 1990. This crime happened in 1994. I was convicted in 1995.
1994. And what was your age at the time?
I was 18.
18.
Man, that's a child. You know what I'm saying? That's a young team, man, that's trying to get ready to find his way through life. And the thing about it is, man, you know, when they take someone away for that time period, you know, you not only yourself, your family, you know, it alters all that. You know, like, what was it? Man, I'm trying to, because it's deep. Like, when you first, what was it like in there? Like, I'm talking about when you first got there. I mean, it even though you in your mind, you know, I didn't do this. So when you went in, I mean, was it any type of thinking like, well, I'm gonna get out soon, or you know what I mean? Like I'm, man.
Well, it's interesting because when you first go in there, you know you're innocent. You know, all your faith and hope is really just like, you know the truth.
Yeah.
But you know the truth.
Right.
Like, the people over you don't know the truth. And when you got multiple people all hollering the same things like, we innocent and this and that, you know, they tend to start overlooking things. So you believe in your mind and your heart because you're innocent that one day you're going to make it out. You know, so you just hold on to that.
Now, were you linked to this crime because of just your name, or were you near the scene, or how did was it just your name that got you connected to this?
The man grew up with my family.
Okay.
So when that name came out, Snoop, he grew up with my family. Me and my family grew up over here.
Yeah.
Everybody over here know me by that name.
Right.
They don't know this guy by that name.
Wow.
And what area was this?
East Line, Detroit,
East Line.
East Side.
Okay, East Side. Okay.
Man, that's so. Your conviction was murder.
Triple murder, triple armed robbery, triple felony murder, 2 for the gun.
Now, were they able to link any of the evidence to you?
No.
Wow.
And at the time, being so young, 18, did you have a court-appointed lawyer, or did you have your own lawyer?
And no, we actually paid a lawyer, and he did a worse job than a court appointed.
Wow. That's crazy. You know, and the thing about it is, man, is, you know, you got these attorneys and prosecutors and all that. Some things they do to make a name for themselves, to get, you know, recognition or move up, you know. And it's like, and sometimes, man, it's like where they can't find the actual person, they have to convict someone.
Yeah, somebody is going to definitely pay for the crime, whether it's
I
innocent.
just believe more or less that the police committed a crime against society because there's too many people who've been taken away from their families who haven't done anything wrong. So this is organized crime against poor people. There's just no other way to address that. Like, that's what it is.
Man. I mean, like you said once you get in there, you say you with hope of getting out. But how was it like getting accustomed into the environment and you know what I'm saying? Like I say, knowing that you were innocent and just getting adapted to that prison life. Because like I said, you were 18 years old, man.
Yeah, you know, you 18, but you come from the streets where you don't really have much. So when you go into an environment where you're around all the same people that don't really have much, really, you just look at what the rules is. And you figure out what side of the rules you're gonna be on.
Wow. You now through that course of you being in prison, who helped you? Did you take a look at your own case and like kind of like become your own attorney, or did you have help from someone? And I know probably you might have went in front of the board, you know what I'm saying, through that time.
And I refused to go in front of the parole board.
Wow.
Because you know, they only see you every 10 years when you're doing life.
Okay.
And they're not going to let you go. They want you to come up there and accept responsibility and not let you go. So why would I go in front of some people who not finna let me go and say I did something that I didn't do?
That you didn't do, right.
There's no need in me going up there.
Yeah. Man.
Now, doing this, your court process, and I know it was probably numerous days in court, or was it just an open, closed case, or, you know, did they have witnesses?
No, you actually had family members of the victim that was trying to tell him it wasn't me.
It was his own family was telling them that it was not you.
She tried to tell him it wasn't me. She came to my family. She said, I'm trying to save y'all son. They won't listen.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Now, from the very beginning, did you had a lawyer? I remember you mentioning that you did have a lawyer from the very beginning. And you said that the court appointed was actually better than the lawyer that was hired.
Yeah, the lawyer that they gave to me, he done absolutely nothing. His name is Sanford A. Showman. Community, black, white, Mexicans do not hire this man to represent your family members.
Man.
Wow.
Man.
And at what point did you get a court-appointed lawyer?
Well, you get one court-appointed lawyer once you get found guilty. They give you a paper to fill out for your appeal of right. He do one appeal for you. From that point, you're on your own. And he do a standard appeal enough where you can't get in trouble and enough not to get you back home.
Man.
So at that age, and what was going on in your mind? Like, did you feel that you were going to get out, or did you feel like I'm going to jail for this?
Well, it's different stages to that because, when you first go in, the truth is overbearing and strong, it's powerful, and it's in your heart. So you believe you're going to go home. But then the longer you're in there, home starts becoming more of a fantasy. So when you take reality from a person, you start taking their truth. So now you start becoming a part of your environment.
Yes.
Man. So like the question I asked before, that who helped you like with your case? Was there someone that you talked to in there that you would go to, or they say they wanted to help you out and they opened your case and saw, you know what I'm saying? They believed you and the case. Like, how did that happen?
It wasn't a thing like the person that helped me. It wasn't a if you innocent or if you guilty thing.
Okay.
He was like, he seen me on the basketball courts a lot, just wasting a lot of time.
Okay.
And he called me over. He said, hey, man, how much time you doing? I said, man, they gave me life. He said, but you be on that basketball court every day. I said, yeah, I like to hoop. He said, you like to hoop? He said, you finna hoop for the next 50 years? And I was just looking at him. He said, you ever had a broke gun? I said, yeah. He said, did you learn how to shoot that gun to protect yourself? I said, yeah. He said, so you made a piece of iron bend to your will and you won't go read a piece of paper? And that's when I started going to the law library.
Wow.
And now I just want to go back a little bit. The evidence. So you said there was a gun retrieved?
None of that had nothing to do with me.
None of it.
The ironic part about the case was I had two co-defendants. And, I'm not pronouncing them guilty or anything of that nature. I just had two co-defendants. And it was things that were significant against them.
Yeah.
But 3 people committed this crime.
Yeah.
So when you have factual or what you present as factual evidence against 2 people, and you have a third person sitting there to spill over prejudice from sitting next to these people when they know 3 people committed this crime,
Yeah.
and you don't have a lawyer that helps you separate the facts in front of the people, you're destined to go to prison.
Wow.
Wow, man.
It's just, and you see these type of stories all the time where people are truly innocent. And once you get in the system, it's designed to keep you in the system, whether you come with truth or you come with lawyers or you come with facts. And during that period, and you were in there, like, did you ever think that you would get out?
Well, it went from, yeah, man, I'm going to get out of here and do this, to when I get out of here and do this, to if I get out of here, I'm going to do this, too. It ain't looking good, man. It just,
man. So you basically start to adapt and kind of like believe that this is. But even with that, you know what I'm saying? When you said it ain't looking good, how did you keep that hope and that courage and that determination?
I mean, you just got to make a choice. Like, if you got faith and you believe in yourself, and you all you need, no matter where you at.
Yeah.
So you can be detoured, you can get discouraged. Them feelings.
Yeah.
We mean building strength.
Yeah.
Wow. And I always think no matter what, no matter how long, the truth will always prevail itself.
Yeah,
it always does. And there's no way around it. That's why I believe in truth, always the truth. And even though it took 26 years, you were facing life and you were able to get out because of the truth prevailed itself. So that's a blessing within itself. And now you talk about strength and being strong and going through that. And I know that, I could only imagine the ups and downs, feeling the feelings that you have and encounter when you're in a situation such as that.
Man. Did you have any, and I know this, I'm not going to say this is a silly question, no question, silly way. Did you have any breakdowns along the way?
The only breakdown I had in there, was when my mother passed. But that breakdown came in the form of I took on a prisoner shape.
Yeah, okay.
Because I lost a lot of hope right there.
Yeah.
So now when I come out like a prisoner.
Yeah.
Because I'm hurting.
Yeah.
All the men are hurting.
Yeah.
But you just have more people who may have done something hurting versus people who are innocent hurting.
Right.
So now everything just match up, and you don't know who was who.
Did they allow you to see your come to the funeral for your mother?
No, you got life down.
Down. Oh, okay.
You
Wow.
lose if you carry
Wow.
on. Like,
Wow.
you'd rather die in the street than go back to the
Yeah,
prison.
yeah.
Now, were you here in Michigan?
Yep, Michigan.
Okay.
Went to 16 different prisons. All of them 1,500 or better. 900 or better are black, and then there's a mixture.
Okay. Now, I know there's different levels to like level 1 or level 2, level 4. What level did they have you at?
Well, I started in level 4. Anytime you come in with that amount of time, you have to do a significant amount of time in level 4 because that's where all the guys with a lot of time are at.
Okay.
So you have to get your points dropped. Like when I first came in, they wanted 10 years in level 4 in order to be able to get to a level 3 or a level 2, which you get more time out. You're around a whole bunch of more people who ain't catching tickets or doing, whatever, blase split.
Yeah. That was my next question. Being in there, as far as what is seen, like in the movies and what's heard, you had people come in there trying you, like you just said, tickets and things of that nature. Did you have to defend yourself? I mean, what was it like in there?
Well, it's crazy because you dictate what you do and what come at you. Like when you in there and everybody's on what they on, the energy, the vibes is all strong. You got the gorillas and the guys who think that.
Yeah.
So your first situation is what everybody looking at. So that's going to determine whether you're going to be defending yourself or whether somebody going to be scared to run up on you.
Okay.
So even if you don't want to hurt somebody bad, and you got life, you have to hurt the first person that come towards you to take the rest of these people off you.
Wow.
And I seen it. Actually, I'm watching Prison Break. I've been watching that, and it's another one where a man was innocent, and he was his own lawyer. It's a show. And I was watching that, and they show how, you have to let your presence be known, because if one person try you, then, they get over on you, everybody else is going to try you. Yeah.
Man, you talking 26 years. I know you haven't seen it all. Were you, did you just stay with yourself, or did you click up, or did you have people you knew, or how did you, maneuver?
I basically stayed by myself. Like if some guys from my neighborhood, we'd talk, have some familiarity.
Okay.
We'd end up hanging out and things of that nature. But at the end of the day,
okay.
That's all I mean.
They now as far as you say you were able to look at the legal things, and were you able to go to church or be come deep in the in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Did that help you out as well?
I ain't gonna lie, like my first 10 years in prison, I ain't missed a day praying.
Okay.
I just prayed I'd get out. But my mother died.
Yeah.
When she died and I still was there, I didn't pray no more. I understood now that this is a man-made situation.
Yeah.
You gotta have faith.
Yeah.
This is a man-made situation. Let your faith be your drive. But don't think because you don't get out that your faith is broken.
It's broken, yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with God. Man put these gates up there. Man wrote this on paper. You have to deal with man about this.
Wow.
And man, in the prison, that's a business,
A lucrative business,
man,
$1 billion business.
Absolutely. And it's just, I'm sorry, she.
No, I was just adding to that.
Man, it's like it took so much determination and courage and hope. When did you see that it was actually starting to maybe turn around and you saw it could be a chance?
It all started like really when I primarily started doing law, when I learned it.
Okay.
Probably about my 4th time getting denied. After that, by me my energy staying with it, things just started happening. Reporters started contacting me. People from different states started contacting me. Whether it's because I jumped on the right path, I stayed persistent. My first 3 to 4 years, I got no assistance, but the journey and staying in it is what brought people to me.
Wow. So did you begin to tell your story and your innocence? And then you said like studying the laws and just looking at the laws and everything. Where did you find where there was a chance for you to be released?
Well, I didn't find a chance because no one would look. The only chance I knew I had is if somebody would look. You know, you got the lower court, the Court of Appeals, the Michigan Supreme Court, the District Court, the Sixth Circuit, United States Supreme Court. It takes you 20, 25 years to get through all of those courts for none of them to look at it.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that is.
They literally hold your paperwork for 4 years and stamp deny it on it and send it to you.
Man.
And you know what? And it just seemed like such a, like you said, a man-made business, and it's such a, it's a corrupt business to me, and it's designed to me, to hold black men, particularly black men, to hold them hostage and mess with your mind, mess with your mental, and affect your families. You know, it's just so many levels to this. And you was talking about how you got to go to this court, to this, and you know, all the different levels of that. And that's designed to me to discourage you, deny you, like, you know what, I'm not going to go any further because I'm not going to get nowhere anyway. And they're to me preying on that, you know, PRAY, that you don't do those things so you can stay in that mindset. So your determination and doing what you did and studying and just kept persistent with it, to me, that's everything. Because if you gave up, you know, you're your own team, you're on your own fight, and you didn't have that with you. It was just you fighting for yourself to get out of there. So I really take my hat off to you and applaud you for even going that mile to do that for yourself and for your family and your loved ones. Yeah,
It's because there's so many people that's broken and that break down and just give up, and you know, and it's like, man, you kept that determination and that hope. What when were you released?
I was released in December, I believe it was the 18th.
Last year?
I was exonerated, I believe.
Exonerated, okay, exonerated, okay. Man, and like we were saying, it messes with, I mean, the family, the whole growth spurt, and then I want to bring in your son and ask him a few questions, because you know, at the same time he was young then, you know what I mean? And ladies and gentlemen, we want to bring Bernard Howard's son, Nico Bush. We want to bring him to the show. Welcome to the dinner table,
Yes,
man.
welcome.
We appreciate you, man. I'm glad
Thank
you're
you.
here. Love to have you.
Thank you.
And my first question is, you know, how old were you when your father left, and how did it affect you as growing up as a young baby, a boy, and a young man?
Well, see, like, I want to say, like, 2 or 3.
Okay.
And, like, when he left, it's just, like, I couldn't really picture nobody else raising me. You know? So it was just, like, crazy to the fact where when he had left, it was hurtful because I didn't have too much memory of him.
Right.
So by him leaving at that time, in the period of time that I was in, it's just hurtful, man. Like, it took a lot of energy from me, I want to say, from him not being there.
Yeah.
You know, thanks to my mom, but but father figure is more better.
Absolutely.
You know?
And then you had to grow up and kind of be a man sooner than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So, like, at the age of, like, I want to say, like, 12 or 13, that's when I really realized, like, it wasn't no comeback until I had got the phone call and he told me, like, well, I'll be there, you know. He kept telling me, like, just hold on, son, just hold on, I'm coming. And, like, at the age of 12, I just took on a street life because he wasn't there, you know, to, like, help me not take that life.
Right. Right.
So by me taking on that street life, it was just like so much to endure at that moment.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask you, and you mentioned around 12, I was going to ask you, when did you start to notice or understand that your father is incarcerated and he's not here? And a lot of, and I'm glad you said that about a father figure, because a lot of mothers feel that they can raise a son.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Yeah, you can raise them to the best of your ability, but every male, to me, and female need a male figure. That's why you have 2 parents. You have a mother and a father, because they both are very well needed. And when did you realize, you know, my father is gone or away, and I have to, you know, step up and be a young man, and be a man?
See, well, like, at the age of, like, 2, it really dawned on me to where, like, I couldn't see him no more. And then when I got older, it was just like what more can I do? You know, he's in there, I can't do nothing. And then I just had friends that took me in.
Okay.
And which made me into the man that I am today.
Yeah.
That I'm highly grateful for, you know, like.
Man, so were you able to go visit?
Yeah.
You know, and because
And that was like another time, like when I seen that he wasn't coming home after them weeks, I couldn't see him. You know, I'm like, where's Dad? Where's Dad? And, you know, moms tried to cover it up. Well, he's gone, taking the business, this and that. Then, like, when I got older, I got to thinking, like, maybe he's in jail, you know? Then that's when she came and told me, like, yeah, your father's been locked up ever since you was 2. They took him away of the conviction of what he had on this case.
Okay. Now, did you start to educate yourself or understand, like, what the charges were, and how did it affect your relationship with your father? Did it make you stronger, want to talk to him more, or were you upset or mad?
I was in between, you
Okay.
feel me? Because, like I say, behind them bars, you can't hold or touch nobody.
Right.
So it's totally different from a person that, like, you can physically touch this man.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and like, when I took on that mentality of that he wasn't there anymore, it just took me over into, like I said, I got that call and he was like, I'm coming.
Wow. At any point, was it where you didn't want him to see you in prison?
No.
Okay.
Prison is a way of life.
Okay.
And if you don't educate
Right.
your
Right.
kids about what's going on, what happened to me, what happened to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, you do not hide prison from your kids. They need to know the other side of that door, prison is there.
Yes, and I agree, because a lot of people don't, share with the kid, but they need to know that.
Yeah.
And you need to educate them about laws. A lot of people don't even understand laws. And I liked how the fact that you said that you went to the library and you started to educate yourself. And I think that is so important.
Like one of the main things is where they're condemning us at is with the 13th Constitution, which states that in the United States, slavery is abolished unless duly convicted of a crime. Doesn't matter if you're innocent, doesn't matter if you're guilty. If you go out there and catch a ticket and go plead guilty, you have been duly convicted. They can enslave you now. That's what the Constitution
Wow.
And a lot of people don't know. I didn't know
know
that.
that.
I
You
didn't
just
know that
told me
either.
something that I
Yeah.
didn't know. Wow.
Man. Yeah, that's heavy. At any point while you were there or when you come out, did you get any therapy or need any therapy or talk to a therapist about how to cope out here?
No, the main thing about coping out here, like I think the hardest issue I be having is I'm so used to things going all the way wrong
Oh, okay.
that the slightest situation to me
Yeah.
is maximized.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's like paranoia from that because I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
But then I know the capabilities of a mistake.
Okay.
And a mistake to me that sends you back to prison is like, everything is just always at its worst in your mind. And that's just like a detection mechanism to keep yourself out. But it toys with your emotions. Those have you on very highs and lows,
Man.
Now, with you being released, everything was completely dropped. No probation, no nothing. What was that like when you were released that day? If you can go back to that day when you were finally released and you were able to see and touch your family, your son, how was that day?
I think it was like your first Christmas and you got the best toy you thought you could get as a child.
It was.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
Like your joy just like, you just never thought you would see something more, feel that good,
Yeah.
Now, do you have other children?
I
Okay.
got 3 girls, Marquita Bush, Jameer Flake, Ashanti Gales.
Okay. Now, what's the age of your
Oh,
children?
man, I'm not good with numbers. I can't remember why I set my watch down.
But now, were they? Were they your other children when it came to this situation? Were they, understanding? They know that, did they believe that you were innocent? They knew you were innocent. Did they?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people didn't know I was innocent because people that couldn't help me I never bothered them with it.
Okay.
I was writing to organizations and people that could actually help. So as far as like calling home, and I'm innocent and crying over the phone, those are things that I wasn't doing.
Okay.
I told my kids,
Right.
you know, but like family members and things like that, like,
That's hard to do, man. To hold your emotions
I
like
can
that.
tell you, I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, you good. You
I
good.
can tell you when he had got home, I had got a phone call. I was asleep, and I had got a video call from my cousin, and she was like, "Your dad want to talk to you." I'm like, "How? He's locked up." You know, she was like, "Nah, he's right here." I'm like, "Stop playing." So she had pointed the camera to him. Man, I jumped up so much.
Oh, wow.
Like I just won $1 million.
Man.
I mean, I jumped up, I put on my clothes, and I instantly rushed to him, gave him a hug.
And I know that probably was one of the
Man,
best feelings.
I cried.
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
It was hard, you know, because like I was saying, like you couldn't see him. You couldn't even physically, you know, touch him because they wouldn't let you touch him due to the rules and stuff. And
Yeah.
all that. You couldn't even hug him. He can come up and give me a handshake.
Yeah.
But it ain't nothing like embracing
Right.
that hug.
Right.
Right.
You know, embracing that moment. And it was just so joyful.
Man,
Wow.
and from the times that you had to leave, you know, you had a certain amount of time and you had to leave, to now you can hold them as long as you want to. You can see them. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I'm definitely crying that.
I think the last thing that he had told me before he had got locked up was, "I'll be back, son." And after that, it just
Yeah.
whoosh.
Time.
But you know what? He back.
And he kept his word.
Yeah.
He back.
Kept his word.
He back, man.
Now, how is your relationship with your children now that you're home? And it seemed like you and your son have a great relationship.
well, yeah, this my son. He the leader of the pack. I had to understand that, you know, because I came out with some like a prison mentality as to I seen my kids as kids and not as adults. So we bumped heads a couple of times, especially the girls. Like went weeks without talking because I'm stubborn and think I know more than what I know, and they think I don't know nothing, but I know something.
Right.
So we bumping heads, but you know I realized they're adults, and you know everybody got their own lives and things of that nature. So now we all.
And it's a transition. It takes time, you know, to mesh everything when you bring different elements to a platform, and it just have to gel and mesh. And once everything gets together, it all comes together.
Yeah. Now, this is a crazy question, but what was the first thing, like, when you got out, that first good meal that you had?
My auntie, we used to call her Bird. She's Miss Blair now. She made me a nacho supreme with hamburger and everything on it. It was so good. Love you, auntie.
Man.
Now,
Yeah.
now that you're out, what are you doing to advocate for other people? Do you educate people on the court system and how it works and what you've been through?
Well, I do my best to educate because I know that our people really want to fight for their loved ones.
Yeah.
But I feel like that they don't know how.
Yes.
Like they're saying like stuff like defund the police, get rid of the prosecutors, and then I have to tell them in layman terms, every block got bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you get rid of this batch of police, there'll be another batch.
Yeah.
If you get rid of this batch of prosecutors, there'll be another batch. What you have to start looking at is learning the difference between white supremacy and prejudice.
Yeah.
White supremacy is what governed the land and wrote the laws.
Okay.
So we believe that we are supreme.
Right.
So if we would have had the pen at that time, we would have governed the laws in favor of our people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So white supremacy governed the laws in favor of their people, and those laws now protect prejudice.
Yeah.
So it's a difference. So if you really want to get in there, then like I say, like when it comes down to Kim Worthy and Miss Valerie Newman, we have to vote. We have to get people in there to put
Yes.
laws in there
Yes.
to give Kim Worthy them laws to fight to
Yes.
protect us with.
Yes.
They took an oath to protect the laws in front of them. So if there's nothing there for them to protect us with, then how can you say they're not doing their job? We're not doing our job by voting and getting stuff in front of us.
Thank you.
And you know what? And that you saying that, and yes, claps for that, man.
Yes.
Because you know we get blindsided with this, the president voting and they're going hard for voting, but we have to vote we have to vote here locally.
Yeah, local, and that's what
You understand what I'm
affects us
saying?
the most. Our
Yeah.
local votes.
We
yeah.
have to vote city council. We have to vote, you know what I'm saying, prosecutors. We have to vote, and we
Yes.
have to get the right person and do our homework, because when you go to vote, you don't even know
Have
the people that, you know what I'm saying, you just go and vote. You have to actually do your research and you know what I'm saying, and really get educated, you know. So that, and President Obama said that. He was like, you have more control over your local
Yeah.
politics than, you know what I'm saying, abroad as far as the presidency. So
Yes.
yeah, that's
And that is so important. I'm glad you brought that up, because there are laws people don't even know about, and voting is so important.
Yeah.
So educate yourself on the people who's running, on the laws. When they say pass this or vote this, don't just say it because they saying it. Go read and research and do your homework about those laws.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, going back to your son, going back a little bit, was there any time that you were angry as far as, you know, what they did to your father?
Well, like you said, you can't blame people. You know?
Okay.
But yeah, I was.
And I was speaking like sort of act out, like you said, you got in the street and stuff like that.
I was.
Okay.
I was a bad guy.
Yeah.
To where like I used to. I don't want to put my business.
Right.
I used to bust car windows,
Yeah.
little stuff that needed to be disciplined by a father, and that couldn't be disciplined by a mother.
Right.
So by me acting out, I ain't gonna lie. I did because I was upset,
Yeah.
What can I do? I can't see him, I can't touch him. I'ma always have an attitude because of the simple fact I can't see him and I can't touch him.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
That's a very good point. And you see, you see crimes happen, or young boys doing stuff. You don't know what their story is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and when a father's taken out of a home or taken out of a child life, it affects that child. They're angry, they're mad, they hurt people. They want to do things, to hurt others or to afflict pain upon others because you're hurting. And that's the only way you know how to channel it, So I think that's very important when we talk about men going to prison, women too, but particularly men, because like a father figure is just as important as a mother. And it is. So when did you start to turn your life around?
When I had my first daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When I had my first daughter, Angel Allen, she's my oldest out of all three.
Okay.
And when I had her, it's just like my life just snapped back into reality, to where like I had to actually look at it and see like, if I do this, I'm gonna wind up in the same predicament as my father was.
Yep.
And that thought of my daughter, stopped a lot of stuff. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I can say like she helped me through a lot of it.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because I mean, it's easier to do wrong. You know what I mean? It takes strength and courage to do right and stay on the right path, man. Because it's a lot of distractions out here.
Yes.
And you can jump. I mean, all of us. You know what I'm saying? We can jump into the wrong thing real quick,
Easily.
and that could cost you.
Cost you your whole life.
Yes,
your whole life, man.
it really can. It really can.
And I always, because I went through therapy, went to counseling for 90 days. And I really think just for things that we go through as black folks, man, even going to the gas station, man, I'm going to the gas station, I have my CPL, so I got it in my pocket, or I pump my gas in my truck, and I stand back from my truck, and I'm looking everywhere. That's just that right there, and it makes us like, it's comfortable. When I say comfortable, but we do it so much that we don't even think that that's not normal.
Right.
I mean, that's normal. That's not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, we do need therapy. You know what I mean? And just to help out, man, because some people are not as strong as others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Like I say, this is a story of courage, determination, and hope, man. And man, honestly, I wish like people could see the day that you guys were reunited. You understand what I'm saying? Because you need to see that love.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
there's
And
more
feel
out
that, man. It's just, man, everybody taught to be hard and
Shoot,
thugged out and all that type of stuff.
Not just the reapartment, the department too,
Right. The whole
When
journey.
that person, the whole journey. It's not just when he coming back.
Yeah,
Right.
You got to think about everything that's been down the line when he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So when you take all that and put it together, and then you do really, really come back together, and it's like everything just so much more into it. Yeah,
Man.
Now, Mr. Howard, what are your plans now? What are your plans now? Life after prison.
Well, I already signed up for college. I'm waiting to start my little program in there.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
And then me and my son, we're going to study some things together and venture off into some things together. And then we're going to pour our daughters into it. You know, we are going to educate ourselves and try to take the steps as a unit that we wasn't able to take before.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to college for?
Business.
Business.
I told him I wanted to take every class, and the one I know all of them going to be hard. So I'm not going in looking for nothing easy, but I feel like whichever one of them that I could gravitate to the best would be the one for me. So I'm going to try to deal with all of them.
Now, being wrongfully accused, is there any, and I don't want to know numbers or anything, but compensation for all the time that you spent behind bars?
Yeah, they compensate you. You get out, but they don't compensate you immediately. Like, it just like when we came out, it was a wave of guys that came out. So they had no idea that this many men was going to come out, like 30 men in 2 years. Like,
Innocent?
yeah, so
Innocent.
wrongfully convicted. And
Wow.
exonerated. So now the funds depleting fast because you got so many guys who done 20 years, 25.
Oh, my
28.
goodness.
So now they're trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what they're going to do as far as the money. But they're getting it together, you know. Everything is a process. They do what they beat. They answer to their own pens.
Yeah.
It's going to be what it's going to be.
Now, you know, and from what you just said, which I didn't know it was like that, you know, I know they have tons of cases like that, but when you're saying 30 at a time, and how often does that happen? So to me, it's like they'll rather lock you up and hold you, you know, in prison and deal with it on the back end, you know, if they have to, even then.
It's not deal with it on the back end. It's like the same stuff that I argued for 26 years. Valerie Newman went and researched and said he right.
Wow.
So now, how do I go through all of these judges
Yeah.
and then this woman come along and see I'm innocent?
And you were facing life.
Yeah. Triple
Triple
life.
life.
Wow.
Wow. They I don't know if you're familiar with it, but they have a show similar to what you went through by the name of Life. 50 Cent Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has a show on ABC. I don't know if it's still on, but I think he got Life and he became his own lawyer.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's
I've been
what you're
watching it.
talking about? Okay, yeah. He became his own lawyer and he was
Released.
wrongfully accused and he was released. He was exonerated and he went to the law school, studied his case, and became a lawyer. And he was in there, he's a lawyer in there, and he was helping other people with their cases. You know what I'm saying? And they were getting released from prison, man. So
Yeah, that's a pretty, and I don't really watch TV at all, but my friend was watching that and I started watching it and he got his degree. In prison, and he, like you said, he helped others. So that's a really good show. I like it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Man, we appreciate everything. Now, with that being said, do you have people that's coming to you to share your story? You have, because I mean, this story here is, I mean, like I keep saying, courage, determination, and hope. I mean, what about books? I think about writing a book or anything like that.
Yeah, okay. I'm definitely gonna write a book. Okay, yeah, we see that because there's some things in there that was like unreal. Like you would have had to be there to really see it. Like, you know, my cousin that told me, she was like, "I think I'm gonna get a job in prison," and I told her, "Don't get no job in here." She said, "Why?" I said, "Because you would never look at me in the same." It was respectful.
Wow. And I know a young lady that worked in a women's prison. She was like, things that she see, and it's a whole different world in there. It truly is a different world.
It is. Like, it's levels to it because, like, you can take a person that's innocent and you make them gravitate, adjust his aggression, adjust his emotion to be able to fit the circumference of what's going on. But as he is adjusting, people who are really already killers, they are adjusting. So there's no catch-up. You see what I'm saying? So now you be more like, okay, well, I know I got to survive through this. So if I get into it with him, you know, I just know, like, I might not make it out of here. So,
Wow.
Not like he might kill me, like I might have to kill him to stop him from killing me.
Right, right.
And those would be a lot of the situations that you find yourself in if you're not gravitating towards your freedom and you gravitating towards what motivates people to stay energized in prison.
Wow.
And so you said you were playing basketball in there. That's something that you loved to do prior?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Man. And,
Have you been playing since you've been out?
I played with my uncle one time. Ain't like it used to be.
And you know, I really, truly, both of us, we want to thank you so much for coming and sharing your story and telling your story. I think that is just awesome that you would share that with us. And the dinner table, truly thank you. And your son as well. Thank you, Nico, for coming out and sharing. And it is an honor and a privilege to interview you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, because I mean, I know doing, like you say, your first time being a podcast, it may be some restrictions, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, but this is a story that really need to be heard because it's some people, actually it's a friend of mine who wanted to get in contact with you because she has someone that's going through that as we speak. And I just wanted to make sure that it was okay. I didn't want to, just go out and make that connection. I wanted to make sure it was okay with you. I think she has a family member that's going through that.
That's in prison. That's innocent.
Yes.
Oh, definitely. She could call. He could call. We advocate for the innocent.
Okay.
All the way around the board.
Yeah, I definitely.
Without question.
Okay, definitely, man. So, but yeah, matter of fact, we have some. Let me go grab this. Can you take over?
Yes.
Okay.
And if anybody have any questions, we do have a few minutes left. But if you have any questions for Mr. Howard, give us a call, 248-854-9850. So now that you're home, and I know there's no place like home, especially when the situation that you're in. How is it being just out every day and being able to move, your freedom?
It feel good, like you just be like, every now and then I might, resort back to some of the things that I learned in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was there longer than I was alive.
Yeah.
So, that's gonna happen.
Yep.
But overall, like once you go through that, you come out here, you realize as long as you do what you're supposed to do, work, get up every day, be the man that you're supposed to be, you won't never have no problems after you go through something like that.
I agree.
All right, I'm back.
Back.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we appreciate you for coming, man, and being. Is this the first podcast you? Okay, well, one of right. So, wanted to present you with this is shirt here with the dinner table, man. This is our flyer that we have made up to promote. I don't say promote, but just let people know that this exclusive interview, and we got people that's actually chiming in that have never been on the show. So we want to present you with this. The dinner table, man. You can wear it, when you're lounging around or outside or this, that, and the other. And we want to give you this too, man. It's a tribute, man, of courage, determination, man, and like I said, hope, and man, it's a blessing to be here. You know what I mean, and all that you've gone through, man. Like I said, we really appreciate you coming here and sharing your story with us.
Yes.
And then we have one for you, Nico. You know what I'm saying? Because you was there riding with him.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you was there riding with him, man. So yeah, we truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. And it's a dinner table, man. Whenever, you know what I'm saying, you want to come back, man. So like I said, you just want to you know what I'm saying, more education and talk to, because it's like I said, we got more people on, and I want to make that link with that young lady and her family member that's going through. I'm going to do that. Her name is Sam Johnson. I'm going to make that link today. So, any closing?
Well, I just want to say thank you again, both of you, and may God bless you in all your future endeavors and everything that you do. And I feel like this, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens in its time and in God's divine order. So what you went through, it'll bless and educate and be a testimony to others. So thank you.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. And I actually want to read again what I read in the beginning because we have more people that's on, and I want to close with this because this is a powerful questions that's being asked in this closing. It says, when will violation of the rights of our men stop? When will the criminal and justice system stop railroading and coercing our men into prison systems just so they can get convictions and make a name for themselves? When will the love of money stop ruling over our court system, police departments, and greedy lawyers, breaking up families, demolishing communities, degrading and downgrading our men, handicapping our women, and killing our children? When would that stop? So, in closing, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in to the dinner table. This is a very exclusive interview. We really thank Bernard Howard and his son Nico Bush for coming through. And I also would like to I want to thank my good friend Andrea.
Yes, thank you so much.
Because she made the connection, man, and put all this together, you know what I'm saying, and made it happen. Thank you so much. And hey, listen, man, you have to stay in prayer. You have to stay in prayer. There's so many distractions coming. There's so many evils out here coming to you. So stay prayed up. Keep your shield. And, man.
And remember, you're going to always make it through.
Yes, always.
Yes.
In closing, I just like to say, for all the black people, white people, Mexican people, whatever nationality you is, mistakes are a balance of life. You make them and you move on. You do not let them hold you back.
That's right.
Mistakes are a balance of life. You ain't going to know how good it feel good if you don't know how bad it feel to feel bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Give me that last part again. Give me that last. Man, that's so deep, man.
Hit him again with it. You ain't gonna know how good it feel to feel good unless you know how bad it feel to feel bad.
Wow.
Mistakes are part of life.
Mistakes are a part of life.
Yes.
And they are. And you know what? And speaking about the law, educate yourselves, people. You was talking about the young lady that's going through that right now.
Yes.
Educate yourself. Yes. Know the law, because there's so many laws that we don't even know, that we're not aware of, and we need to learn that. And thankful that you took the time to educate yourself on that. And look where you are today. Just think if you gave up and you like, you know what, this is what it is, and you didn't, and you stayed with it, and you persevered through it all. So I'm thankful that you did that.
Thank you.
Let's see real quick before we got a couple more minutes. I got so many people scrolled in, man, and asking questions.
Me too.
Let me tap in for a minute, man. Sam Johnson, man, if you out there, I know you're watching, man. Holler at your boy one time, man, and let's get it together and get the connection. Let's see, man. We got so many people online. Man, we got Prentice Delaney said, welcome home. And I asked the question that he asked, did you get any therapy for yourself? I have here, welcome home. I have a young lady that's saying that, let me see, where was it? It says, my brother has been in prison for over 25 years for a crime he did not commit.
Wow.
It's so bad that a person who committed the crime and confessed, the judicial system is not helping or listening. It said, what resources can we use to help?
Well, it depends on where you at. You can always look up an integrity unit and see if it's an integrity unit in your area. Those are your best remedies right there. If it's not one, then you need to get your families together to advocate to get one in your areas.
Wow.
What you got? You got some questions on your line, She?
Well, I'm gonna go back to him a little later. I'm trying to stay.
I got oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Let me say that. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Okay, let's see what else we got. There's so many questions on here. Along with that, okay, yeah. So again, thank you, Facebook Live. Again, you can check out the show, www.podcastic.com, or you can go on the Dinner Table with Q and She Facebook page, and you can watch the show in split screen. And did I say screen?
You did.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't going to correct you right now. I was going to wait a minute. I was going to wait.
Simplypodcast.com.
What I said, I skipped the Simply, huh?
Yeah.
www.simplypodcastic.com. Yeah, right. Or, you know what I'm saying, you can go on the Facebook page, which is the Dinner Table with Q and She, and you can see it in split screen.
There you go.
Caption and you can see everything. Let me
And you
sh-
know what? Please share this one. I never really asked people to share the our podcast, but share this one because this is a great story. And him getting out, him telling the story, and everything that he went through. So make sure y'all share this.
Yes, please, man. We have to get this out, man, because education is key.
It is.
And then if you have knowledge, knowledge is
It's power.
It's power, but it's not knowledge if you don't share it.
Yes, that's
You
true.
understand what I'm saying? So you have to share it because you can help someone out that don't have to go through the bumps and bruises that you went through. You know what I mean? That education can make it easier for the next person coming up. So make sure you have the education and you share the education. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. Next week, we got a good show, man. We got my guy Diesel coming in, man. He's been killing the scene. Shout out to him. He won the Detroit Choice Awards for the Best Actor, Detroit. So we'll see him next week. This is The Dinner Table. Once again, Mr. Bernard Howard, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Mr. Nico Bush, his son, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Andrea, my good friend, man, we appreciate you, man.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you too. Bug always on point.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what to say, so I'm not going to say
You ain't
anything.
even drink your wine.
I sipped it. I don't really drink,
man.
so I just sipped a little bit.
Yeah, just give the viewers your parting words.
You know what? Y'all have a great night. It is The Dinner Table with Q and She. Peace.
Peace. There it is.